Hey guys, so this might be the moment where I've officially gone too far with the lamps, and you'll know that because they'll either all be on the curb or I'll be dead at my wife's hand or something. So just to recap some of the stuff that's happened recently, that floor lamp is still there with my favorite of the bases. That's a really kick-ass base. I actually put a new shade on this today. The shade on that is now identical to these. That floor lamp's still there. Those new shades are there. You know what, I meant to turn off this light. And again, every video I do, I say, okay, I'm not going to show you very much because we still haven't gotten rid of our moving in mess. But one of these days we'll actually finish moving in. You know, so this is my new thing. Those of you who follow me on social media might have seen that Chris Lights found me this shade. And then I had a base that I picked up from my favorite thrift store, the one that I always make videos in. And I painted the base because it was all tarnished. And I added... It wasn't a lighted base normally, it just had a marble center. But I realized that you can just put a light bulb underneath the marble center. And since it's not as translucent as a base that's designed to be lit, see, that one's only got one bulb, and that's a lot brighter. That one's got two, because that marble is not designed to transmit light. So there's that. I can't remember if I showed you, but we rearranged this whole section here, so now there's only that one light there. My little night lights in the kitchen. Finally have a light outside on the Torrento. Can we see that from the kitchen window? Yeah, kinda. Thought it was on, but I guess it's not on. I'm gonna work on that later. I'm gonna get two lights on it and have them on a remote rather than a dusk of dawn sensor. But yeah, so this might be the straw, because this is kind of a lot of lamps here. On one hand, it's kind of cool to have bookending that entrance there, you know, one on either side like columns. On the other hand, I think my wife's going to think that's too much. So I'm open to other ideas as to where to put it. I want to put it somewhere since, you know, Chris found me the shade, I found the base, I lit the base. I mean, I like everything about it. So I don't want to just... My wife's like, well, why don't you just pick your favorites and put the rest in storage? These are my favorites. The other ones are either been used for parts or given away or sold or, you know... Although my favorite is that one right there. So this was Project Uno. All the other lights are still here. I just had them off, you know, the track lights. I've toyed with having those track lights on a separate switch, and the reason that I haven't is what I really want is to be able to turn those two off and then leave that one on. And have all the other lights, you know, the uplights and the plants, those two... And then the two lights in the bookcase, that one, and then the spotlight over there behind those boxes that you're not supposed to be able to see. You can't see those boxes, they're invisible. Yeah. Because once you take away... If you take away these two track lights, then it's still nice in here, and then you just don't have the task light on the couches, which you don't always need. In fact, I almost never need it, although I do like it. Once you take away the lights in the bookcases, you might as well not have any of the other lights on, because the rest of it is very subtle. So, unless there was a way to separate the track, which there really isn't, everything else just stays on the one. That, as you remember, goes all the way over to that other plant. And then there's my flicker flames. Yeah, you know what? That's growing on me a little bit to have the two. Although it does take away a little bit from how cool just that one is. But at the same time, if I'm going to be a guy that collects these torchiere lamps, then, you know, I want to have them represented. Okay, so let me show you my other project that I did, and then I'm going to go to sleep because it's very late. That one's still there. Nothing new there. Why is my outside light off? Well, that's a project to work on another day, because that light shouldn't be off. Well, that's a project for another day. I'm going to turn these switches off and then turn it back on when I come back. And see if that gets to the bottom of it. So my other project was here. So let's dim the other lights. So Chris found me these two slide glass shades. I actually have a set of 4 coming, but I didn't know what to do with just 2. So what I did is I bought those 2 bases from Walmart, and they came with the shades, and that's where I got the one shade that went upstairs. And this 3rd base I already had. I put this really cool tulip shade on it that I've been hoping to find a use for. And now I've got, because I came down here and I was like, okay, the flicker flame is really cool, but it's mostly over there. And so now there's some on both sides, and so the room is wholly flicker flame lit. And I think I'm pretty much good with these 2. I think that's really cool. I think that's going to stay this way. That one random one on the end I'm not wild about. I've been wanting to find a use for this shade, and so, you know, then there's something on the Leslie. I moved that slightly off center and then put that there, and then everything's equally spaced, and I'm okay with it. But I'm not married to it yet, so if anybody else has any ideas, I'm open to that too. And then the last thing I did, I can't remember if I showed you before, I moved that one fixture from the kitchen down in here just because there wasn't anything in this room, and if Abby likes it, great. If she doesn't, we'll turn it off. I found these at the thrift store too. These are flicker flame candles, like the little LED ones that you get from the dollar store, but these plug in. They're all 4 of them daisy chained together, and they plug in. And I don't like them nearly as much as real flicker flames, but you know, first I think I got paid $3 at the thrift store for the set, so I wasn't going to pass that up. And again, if Abby likes it, great. If she doesn't, then, you know, get rid of them. But that way, there was something in this room, so every room has something. And like I said, I think these turned out great. I'm very pleased with that. I think that's just a great use of flicker flame, great use of those bases and those shades. That way I've got some flicker flame on the organ. Does take away a little bit from the Casablanca light in the center. There was something cool about the Casablanca light being the only thing. But I haven't been going subtle. I've been going excessively flicker flame, so, you know, and I mean, I have excessively flicker flame over there, so why not over here? And those shades are cool. So this is probably not, like I said, those probably aren't going to go anywhere. This, I don't know, because I really do like this shade. Let's turn these lights on so you can see what it actually looks like. It's kind of purpley. So it doesn't really fit the rest of the room. But it's just too cool not to do something with. I mean, when have you ever seen a shade like that? So, yeah, but I'm actually going to get ready for bed so I can turn everything off down here. I've got the fan in here. The night lights in here you saw in the last video. Got the fan in here on medium because I was doing laundry, so I'm drying off these sweaters of Nia's that I didn't want to put them in the dryer. She actually, I don't think she cares if I put them in the dryer, but I would rather them air dry because I don't want to be the one responsible for shrinking them. So, so I'll leave that fan on medium. Everything else here, those go off upstairs. So let's turn, so I turned that off because I couldn't remember which of these switches is the outside light and which one is the thing. So let's see if it turns back on. Yep. So I don't know why it shut off. But, so I'm going to get ready for bed, but, yep, got the 2 torchiere lamps. So there's really 3 lamps. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So it's a little bit unbalanced. There's more light on this side. But on the flip side, the track lights are over here. So yeah. And then you can see yeah, overall I'm in love with my setup. I'm very pleased. But Just don't know if that's an ideal position. But then again, I didn't think those were ideal positions either when I started, and now I love them. So we'll see. See how much I get yelled at. See if any of these get shipped to my friends in the Carolinas or Texas who've been wanting them. And if they contact me, she might say, yeah, here, when Dan's not home. So we'll see. Thanks for watching.